Today is Monday, the 12th of Tishrei. We're getting closer and closer to the holiday of Sukkot. And just a couple of words about the idea of the sukkah. The sukkah is representative of the Ananei HaKavod, the divine clouds that surrounded the Jewish people after they went out from Egypt. These divine clouds, Hachamim, the Zohar Kadosh mentioned that these divine clouds that surrounded Am Yisrael were b'zchut Aaron, with the merit of Aaron HaKohen. Actually, there were three constant miracles that went with Am Yisrael in the desert. One of them is the Ananei HaKavod, these divine clouds that surrounded them because of the merit of Aaron HaKohen. The manna that fell every day was with the merit of Moshe Rabbeinu. And they had a traveling well of water that traveled with them, which was called Be'er Miriam, which traveled with them for the zchut because of the merit of Miriam and Nevi'ah. So the brothers Moshe and Aaron and their sister Miriam, because of their zechut, because of their merit, Am Yisrael merited these three miracles of the manna that fell every day, the well that was with them throughout the desert, and the Ananei HaKavod, the divine clouds. When Aaron passed away, the divine clouds evaporated, and the Jewish people became exposed. And at that moment, the Torah tells us that the Canaanites attacked the Jewish people because these clouds that surrounded them were clouds of protection. They were protection from the elements, from the weather. They were protection from the enemies. They really were a shield that protected Am Yisrael. But when Aaron died, that shield evaporated and then they became vulnerable. But what was so special about Aaron? What was his merit that gave this incredible protection to Am Yisrael? Aaron HaKohen, we're told in Pirkei Avot, that Hillel said that you should be a disciple of Aaron. And what do you learn from Aaron? He was Ohev Shalom, Verodev Shalom, Ohev et HaBiriot, Karvan LaTorah. Aaron HaKohen loved peace. He pursued peace. He loved people. He found the positive in people always, rather than the negative. Aaron HaKohen had ha'ayin tova, he had a good eye, which means he was happy for the successes of other people. He was enthusiastic when somebody else had a good thing happening to him. When, for instance, when Moshe Rabbeinu was asked by Hashem to go take out the Jewish people from Egypt, Moshe Rabbeinu says, wait a minute, I have an older brother, Aaron. He merits to be the leader, not me. He was the leader of the Jewish people for the 40 years that the Jewish people were in Egypt when Moshe Rabbeinu had left to go to Midian. For all these years that Moshe was away, Aaron was their leader. He's older than me, so therefore he merits to be the leader. And Hashem told Moshe, no, it's okay. You be the leader. And Aaron, V'samach belibo, he will be happy in his heart, not just politely happy for you as his brother to be the leader, but truly and genuinely happy for you having this important position of being the leader of Am Yisrael. So this was also a quality of Aaron. Karvan LaTorah, and Aaron brought people closer to the Torah. But he was known as a man of peace. And because of the quality of peace, he brought this ananim, just like we say, Ufros alenu sukkah shelomecha. We ask that Hashem spread over us a sukkah of peace. So peace is a source of many blessings, and it's a very, very important aspect to always think about, to avoid conflict, to avoid argument, and on the opposite, to always seek peace, because peace can bring many, many blessings, to such an extent to bringing the protection as a shield that Aaron had. And truly when he passed away, and there was no more Aaron to bring peace amongst people, because he always looked to make peace among people. Then when he died and there was no more this kind of looking for ways to make peace between people, maybe there were some conflicts that took place, etc., then it made the Jewish people vulnerable to attack by the Canaanites. So as we sit in the holiday of Sukkot in the sukkah, and we think about these divine clouds that surrounded our forefathers in the desert, we think of the importance of peace and pursuing peace just like Aaron was. And we think also about being betziladim hemanuta, which means to be under the protection of Hashem and to be under the wings of emunah, of faith in Hashem. May you all have a very, very joyous holiday of Sukkot. Chag Sameach.